one of the most successful search engines in the world. The Silicon Valley giant is now in the business of selling phones. Mario Quieros is Google's vice president of product management.
We're announcing the Nexus One.
The Nexus One is not just another smartphone. Google describes it as a superphone that consumers can buy without first having to subscribe to a service provider.
And Nexus One is where web meets phone.
Among the highlights of this pocket-sized computer, 3D visual effects and a 5-megapixel camera with flash. The Nexus One also contains voice recognition technology, so users can compose emails with their voice.
Sounds good, period. Where are we meeting, question mark?
The phone is actually manufactured by the Taiwan-based company HTC. Google creates the operating system called Android. Nexus One is not the first mobile device to use Google's Android.
A little over a year ago, we had one device on one carrier in one country. And since that time, we can now count more than 20 devices on 59 carriers in 48 countries in 19 languages.
The Nexus One will compete against Apple's wildly popular iPhone. Carolyn McCarthy works for the technology website CNET.
I don't think Google has the marketing know-how and the sort of expertise in that department that Apple does. That Apple is amazing at really sort of hitting hard at consumers and convincing them that you want this pretty, shiny, well-designed, unbelievably simple product, even though you are going to be paying a premium for it.
Analysts say one challenge for Nexus One is increasing the 18,000 applications it carries. The iPhone has 100,000 apps. McCarthy says the gap may soon narrow.
Application availability for Android is far more open than Apple's is. Apple has this notoriously closed-off process where developers have to submit their applications.
This is the first time the search engine giant is selling a consumer device. Consumers in the US, UK, Hong Kong, and Singapore can now buy the Nexus One on the web. Google says it plans to expand its online store to even more countries in the future. The price tag, $529 for a phone without going through a service provider, a new concept for the US mobile market. The Nexus One's success in the US may depend on whether American consumers will pay extra for the freedom to choose their mobile phone company. Elizabeth Lee, VOA News.
And I pan back and forth. As you can see, the